Basically, I just want to pick up this First Amendment issue.
Yeah. When Philip came to the United States, he was seeking political asylum from persecution for the practice of what he was practicing, his science and his healing. Philip Sauvage actually represents the most historic and significant religious freedom case in American history. That's my field. I'm a sociologist. I documented this. The application of the U.S. Constitution, First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, freedom of speech, thought, and religion. He was protected vociferously under our Constitution against French persecution. And it's a very rare and extraordinary case. One of the consequences of that legal case was an extradition hearing, and the U.S. judge, Moskowitz, refused to extradite Philip back to France, stating vociferously that there was no evidence of a crime, and even if it was a crime in France, it is not a crime in the United States. So it was quite an exoneration, and out of that, people sought after Philip, media, scientists, doctors, and he worked with them. And he was ready to commit and help them in every way he could. It was a very exciting time. It was a long and horrendous legal battle, and to seek political asylum from France was almost impossible. But in the process, there was so much support, and so much support from the French people that he had helped. So there were support committees established in France and support committees established in the U.S. And out of that effort, so many politicians, doctors, scientists, academics, people rallied to his support. So it was a very exciting and fruitful time, actually, even amidst the horrendous persecution. That's how we all heard about Philip.
What was the first formal study that you helped initiate or participated in the U.S. with Philip?
One of the first things I did with Philip, working with Philip, was to bring about what we call empirical study, a double-blind study on people with severe third-degree burns. Call it the burn study. And we eventually did the study. It involved children, severe third-degree burns. The purpose of it was to document his technology in an area that medical science cannot treat. According to medical doctors, severe third-degree burns cannot heal. There can be no reepithelialization of the skin. If there could be, it would be called a severe second-degree burn. So when a severe third-degree burn shows any reepithelialization of skin from any treatment, that documents something impossible has happened. And that's exactly what we did. It was a double-blind study, and the effects on the children in the treatment group were so dramatic, 100% healing response, reepithelialization of skin, no harmful side effects, no placebo. They didn't know, they didn't believe in any healer. They were children, some were under 1 year old. That the results were absolutely extraordinary.
Tell me briefly about the children that were not treated.
The children that were not treated, it was a double-blind study. It turned out we had a control group not by our own intention. There were several children that were not treated because the staff at the burn center didn't tell us. And of course, the normal reaction, the normal results for children with third-degree burns took place in that control group. In 2 severe cases of fire burn, the 2 children died. And others, the third-degree burns didn't heal. They needed grafting. And in the treatment group, the children that were treated, there was no need for grafting. The wounds were healing in front of the doctor's eyes. The burn study was actually a clinical trial. It was an empirical study. It was research. It wasn't research. It was a demonstration, clinical trial. Another one that we did, which was a clinical trial, was on a virus, a herpes virus called shingles, herpes zoster. And it is a dreadful thing to have, personally. The itching and the pain involved is so traumatic. One woman told me when I was looking for subjects for this demonstration, she told me, I've had 5 children and I've had shingles once, and I'd rather have 5 more children than ever have shingles again. That said it to me. I didn't know much about shingles. Well, the results of this were equally dramatic. The people that wound up in our little study were in New York. Philip was in San Diego. We were in San Diego. And the doctor called with 2 people whose wives were suffering terribly from shingles. So he gave me the information on the people, which is minimum, name, birthday, place of birth, and I said I would ask Philip for help. And I did. Within an hour, his report is written up. Within an hour, the pain and the itching was subsiding. Within 3 hours, it was virtually gone. The next day, they were like astounded. So I asked the doctor, what do the people say? And he goes, well, frankly, they're miffed. I said, only in New York. Why are they miffed? It's because they don't understand. I said, well, I don't either. Who understands this? It's a new science, new technology for us, and that's why we're studying it. That's why we're documenting it. It's truly extraordinary. It turns out, after 8 years of working with Philip, I am quite, I mean, there's no question, it's the most powerful technology we have. Those are 2 of the research protocols that I've worked with Philip. Burn, fire burn, and virus, herpes virus. I have seen so many things in 8 years. I have seen treatment of people, not as a study, but as a private case, demonstration, patients, with just about everything you can imagine. From cancer to brain tumors to heart disease to crippling effects of some, operation or mistake or accident, according to medical standards. And it has been, I don't say unbelievable anymore, or amazing. And he doesn't. He says it is not extraordinary. In each one of us are these healing powers, these ability to self-heal, this, in our original blueprint, whatever that is, we were not degenerating beings. We were regenerating beings, and we're supposed to be able to utilize those abilities and powers. And the fact that we don't, obviously, and cannot, and have lived for so many, whatever, millennia, with these limitations, doesn't mean we're supposed to have them. We are. And he awakens them, empowers, enhances, removes the pain, the fear. That alone liberates being to many degrees, psychologically, emotionally, and the effects show physically.